What if I told you that everything we call civilization, our laws, our architecture, even the streets beneath our feet, was built on the bones of one city? A city that rose from myth, ruled the known world, and collapsed in flames. This is the story of Rome. Legend says it began with two abandoned infants, Romulus and Remus, left to die on the banks of the Tiber, saved by a she-wolf, raised to fight. And in the end, Romulus killed his brother and crowned himself the founder of Rome in 753 BCE. From the beginning, Rome's story was written in blood. But history tells a different tale. Rome didn't appear out of nothing. It absorbed from others. Etruscan rituals, Greek art and philosophy. Rome's real genius wasn't just conquest. It was stealing the best ideas and making them Roman. For its first 2 centuries, Rome was ruled by kings. They built temples, raised walls, and carved deep divisions between the wealthy patricians and the struggling plebeians. That tension would haunt Rome forever. Then came tyranny. The last king, Tarquin the Proud, ruled with cruelty. In 509 BCE, the Romans snapped. They swore, no more kings, ever. And so they invented something new. The Republic. It was a system designed to chain power itself. Magistrates, the Senate, popular assemblies, all locked in a delicate balance. Imperfect, tilted toward the elite, but revolutionary. Modern democracies still echo it, and soon, Rome tested its republic against the greatest rival of all, Carthage. The Punic Wars were wars to the death. Hannibal's army, with its war elephants, crossed the Alps and stormed Italy itself. Rome bled, but Rome won. And with that victory, it claimed the Mediterranean. But victory carried poison. Wealth poured in, but only for the elite. Soldiers returned from conquest to find their farms seized, their lives ruined. The divide between rich and poor became a chasm. Even reforms like the 12 Tables couldn't bridge it. Rome was a pressure cooker ready to explode. Enter Julius Caesar, brilliant general, ruthless politician. After conquering Gaul, he marched on Rome itself. He crowned himself dictator for life. And on the Ides of March, 44 BCE, the Senate struck back. Daggers flashed. Caesar's blood stained the marble floor. They thought they had saved the Republic. They had killed it. Civil war followed. Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, emerged the victor. He took no crown, called himself Augustus, the first citizen, but titles meant nothing. In 27 BCE, Rome had its first emperor. Augustus gave Rome the Pax Romana, 2 centuries of peace and prosperity. Roads spanned continents. Aqueducts carried water uphill. The Colosseum thundered with blood and spectacle. The empire looked invincible, but its foundations were cracking. Borders stretched for thousands of miles, impossible to defend. Taxes rose, inflation raged. Corruption hollowed the state. In just 50 years, more than 20 emperors wore the purple, most murdered by their own guards. Rome was devouring itself, and from beyond the frontiers, new enemies gathered. Germanic tribes, Huns, waves of migrants, hammers against Rome's fragile shield. In desperation, Emperor Diocletian split the empire. East and west, Constantinople thrived. Rome withered. In 410, the Visigoths sacked the Eternal City, and in 476 CE, a Germanic chieftain named Odoacer deposed the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus. Rome in the west was dead, but the story didn't end. The Eastern Empire, the Byzantines, survived for 1,000 years more, guarding Roman law, Greek thought, and Christian faith until Constantinople fell to the Ottomans in 1453. So what remains of Rome? Look around. The arches in our architecture, the concrete beneath our feet, the Latin roots in our languages. Rome teaches us that no empire is eternal, that wealth without justice rots from within.